We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
You got to have the why, and we know our why. So
you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Yep. Millions and millions of people have done this already. You can get help, you can get a roadmap, you can save a lot of time, money, and frustration. Welcome to the Value Add Podcast with K&K.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I got Cameron Aldrich here. For those who you know him from Chicago Title, Escrow, title rep, good friend, representing his hat over there. If you guys can see it, Chicago Title. Cam, thanks for taking the time. I know you're working from home. Yeah. I'm working from home. Everybody's working from home. We're just stuck at home. So first of all, how's the families? How's everything? How are you guys dealing at home with this working from home and 3 kids and the wife and everything and the dog?
I lost you for a second, Kenny. Sorry about that. You're back now.
Oh, how's everything going at home with the wife, kids, working at home, balancing the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but it's fun though. It's good family time, and we've been trying to get creative with ways to get the kids out of the house. And we're lucky we have a backyard with a pool, and so we're able to get them in there and exercise them and the dog. So it's been good. We've been changing it up and taking care of my dad a little bit too, going to the grocery store for him. So everybody's doing the same thing, trying to adapt and trying to survive,
Well,
good. It's good. I see a positive.
So I wanted to jump in, have you on, because I'm going to be talking to a bunch of people this week. Obviously, we're both in the real estate industry, which is, I would say we're trying not to let it affect us. We're working from home, doing what we can. You guys are still doing escrow title, recording deals, wiring money, doing all that stuff, which is great. So we're keeping that part of the economy alive, which is good because a lot of stuff is just dead. What are you guys doing besides working from home? But what are you guys doing as a company to deal with this? What changes have you made, or anything coming down the pipeline you see that might have to be changed because of the environment we're in, how we have to work?
Yeah. So first of all, it's been a little bit of getting to 75% of our employees moving to work from home. And that's been definitely a little bit of a change. But this is all good. This is positive. I think a lot of these companies need to think that way for the future and need to be able to prepare for this. I did hear that CLTA sent the county recorders a letter saying that they'd like to keep them open and keep them running. So I think the county recorder is also adapting. And I hear that they have 11 people working from home as of last week versus 33 doing recordings. So I think things are going to be delayed and slowed down, but there's still people, getting deals done and getting deals electronically recorded. Some of the things that are happening down there is they don't want people walking in doing accommodation recordings in person. So they're, obviously distancing themselves from the public. And but hopefully we can keep things rolling, keep things moving with possible delays, as everybody probably expects.
Does that mean same day recordings? Is that problematic right now?
Yeah, probably in a lot of sense. Depends on the deal, probably, but there's depends on how much flow they have going through there, how many deal flows, and how many deals they can record in one day. I have a feeling they're going to be increasing that number from 11 to 15 to 20, this week and the coming weeks, with the amount of people working from home and finding electronic recordings. So same day recordings, there's a lot of things changing daily. So we're getting new information on things that can or can't be done. Last week we couldn't do certain things, and this week we can. So I think they're going to try to get back to normal, but it's going to take a little while. And the same goes for our inside staff. Some of our employees have never worked from home, and they're having to get computers at home and get everything, set up. So it's just taking a little time.
Yeah, I think everybody's, at first, I think people are frustrated. And then now we're in the phase where everybody's like, we're all in this. We got to be patient. And some of the lenders we deal with, one of the guys like, look, I have 5,500 employees that are used to not working at home. They got to go work at home. And everybody's like, the company's going under. He's like, no, I got to get people set up at home, and then we can start doing business. And I think a lot of people are just getting it set up this week to set up, get it going. And I feel like we're going to be kind of business back to normal, whatever the new normal is for now. But it's good to see you guys are progressing every day. What's the biggest obstacle you think you guys are going to face with this environment right now?
Well, one of the things we were doing, I think you saw the marketing piece I sent out on Instagram, was to be proactive, is to provide and offer gap title insurance coverage if the county recorder does close. So we just have a backup plan in case they do have to close their doors, which we do not think is going to happen. But that in that time frame, we would be able to close, record a deal, and have gap title insurance until the deal actually gets recorded.
So can you explain like what exactly that means? If somebody's like, what they don't understand what that means, can you explain that?
Right. So the deal will still get signed. I'm going to try to do it in Cliff Notes. The deal will still get signed. It would get recorded. We would provide title insurance until that transaction actually e-records and physically records, because there might be a long delay with the county recorders being closed. So let's say it's days or weeks. We would provide title insurance until that office reopens and e-records a document for us.
Okay.
Right. So in the interim, we would have a game plan set up in case the county recorders has to close and all their employees get COVID-19.
Okay.
And our local manager has the underwriting approval now to approve certain deals and certain lenders, case by case scenario, if that does happen.
Okay.
So we would work hard with all you guys, all our good clients, to get it done.
So we're not there yet, but if it's got to go there, it's already been approved to let's get it done.
And what I like about that is that our company's been around since 1847. We're obviously very financially strong, and we have the wherewithal and the financials to be able to back those deals and do those deals and to be able to create this kind of underwriting on a local level.
Yep.
Some other companies might not be able to do that. So it's been good to be at Chicago Title for sure.
Some of the things we're noticing on our end is some people are having problems with notaries coming out.
Sure.
I know California, I don't think it's one of the states, but there's a bill sitting in Washington that's been there that's going to legalize 50 states to say you can do some type of DocuSign or some different type of signing, So we're struggling with people who are like, I don't want anybody in my house, or somebody could be elderly that's signing, or somebody's like, I'm contaminated, but I need to close on a loan. I'm already in a transaction. I need this money, whatever. Are you guys, is there anything talks about changing the notary? If it changes, you guys work with that or anything like that? Or
I haven't heard any changes yet. I just know that we are hearing stories about people meeting at a park or meeting outside and getting documents notarized. And
okay.
I don't know if that's any better, but being outside and in some sort of distance, I think is good. I do feel for those local notaries that I know personally that are great people, and they're going to be out there, risking, their health. But I think if they do it smart and intelligently, and there's masks and there's gloves, I think things can get done.
Is there anything on the horizon? Like, let me ask this, with escrow, since people are wiring you guys money. So basically right now, if somebody wanted to walk in and hand you guys an escrow check for a deposit, is that not possible? Everything needs to be wired in, or what's going on? Like, can anybody walk in your offices, or you guys officially like closed to the public?
At this point, we have somebody at the front desk, and we are open, and they can walk into general reception area, and they're leaving stuff at the front desk. There is money being wired as normal with transactions. We've had a lot of wire fraud in the past years, and there's probably going to be even more now with some of the transitioning that's happening with people working at home. So they're really being cautious with wire fraud. So as far as checks made out to Chicago Title, handing them at our office in person, that still can be done.
Okay.
And then with the wire scenarios, we are confirming that it's actually the buyer by texting them and calling them on their cell phone when the wires come in. So that's something that they're doing, as this is like a new thing they've been doing the last couple of years, where we're actually connecting with the buyer directly on their deposit.
Yeah. So anybody doesn't know, if you guys are wiring money into your escrow company or anybody or getting it, make sure you don't send an email, call the escrow officer, confirm over the phone the wire information. You'd rather just be safe, have a 5-minute phone call than, somebody locally here in North County, I don't know if you heard this story, kind of went around right before this virus kind of hit. Somebody wired money and it was supposed to go to escrow, and it went somewhere else, and it was like $700,000. It was like a young couple like our age, and they sold a property, had a big gain putting this money down. They're like dream house, and it's gone. And I think somebody had changed the email, same thing. But so even more than ever now, people should really go above and beyond and call and make sure to double, triple check, especially in these times. Like you said, this is like wide open, people working at home, somebody to hack or steal your money.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be a transitional period, and we'll get through it. But yeah, there's going to be more opportunities for wire fraud and for those types of things happening. So
is there anything like on a general level, you guys having company calls? obviously anything you feel like, as far as the market or business and things like that, or what's kind of just a general overview? What are people at your top level seeing, hearing, feeling, like kind of just?
Well, I definitely think that resales and purchases on the residential side will slow down. I hear that it's happening on the commercial side as well. I'm heavily involved in the commercial market and somewhat in the residential market as well. So I'm seeing both sides. I know refinances are probably going to continue to, in our company, we've had tons of refinances. So we're all trying to get through those closings and those files that are already open with us. If rates come back down at all, then we're gonna see an influx of more orders and more refinances happening. So we're trying to prepare ourselves with enough employees and enough staff working from home and working from the office to get all that done and be structured properly by the time the rates come back down. So commercial and residential refinances are going to be big, probably this next year or two. Purchase and sales will slow down in the interim, while we have problems with wires and notaries and all these things happening. There's going to be some slowdown probably for a couple months. And I think financially, our company is expecting that we will probably be, in the black or in the positive for 10 months this year versus 12 months. So we're expecting a 2 to 3 month, gap in financials. So positive financials.
Yeah, I think I've been doing a lot of, as researching. I did a lot of webinars and podcasts of people like in all types of real estate industries, especially mortgage, listening to the guys who know the rates. And same thing is, I think the refi business is really going to help all of our businesses out. I think purchase will still be there, but a lot of people are very fearful right now to buy, or they lost their job, or they don't know if they're going to have a job. So that might be, but interest rates, have been all over the place, but it seems like they're going to trend lower, trend back down here soon. There's just so much uncertainty and fear in the marketplace, but overall,
I really feel for the small businesses that, they have to decide whether they're going to let employees go or whether they're going to keep them. And so that hoping they can get through this the next 2 or 3 months. As you can hear in Congress, without getting too political, Trump had some positive comments with trying to get the economy back on track and making a quick, nobody's really in control of that, but I do like that he's thinking positive and wants to move forward with the economy. So
yeah, I think it's a balancing act. I think he wants things to get going back, like open stuff up. And I tell people like, everybody, hopefully people are enjoying their time. I know you're good about that with your family and things like that, because I think we're going to look back in a year and be like, this was a blip on the radar and I should have spent more time and probably, I know you're talking about doing some painting or something, like enjoyed it, because we'll be right back to the grind and hustle and, and boom, that's how it is. I think, like you're saying, is I think everybody also needs to be aware that when this thing turns around, you got to be ready with the workload too, because we go from everybody's in neutral to everybody goes into drive. It could just create a whole plethora of business. And so even if we're at home or work, I think there's going to be this not much business go to a lot of business, and we're all going to be dealing with that upswing. Everybody, restaurants, anybody's going to do it, So I think everybody's got to be prepared mentally for that. So take the time and enjoy it. But it's going to come back, I think, roaring hard. And so I'm sure you guys are going to see that too.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the family time and doing some long walks and stuff, but I'm trying to work on some marketing pieces and being creative with some of the stuff I'm going to send out, during this downtime. So it gives me time to work on things I've always wanted to work on, whether it be, work marketing pieces or family stuff. So it's good.
Yeah. So last question for you, since I was like, we were talking about this, Crystal, like you're the Mr. Networker. And your job is so face-to-face and, whether it's coffees, lunches, jogs, hikes, surfing, the whole thing, you're always with people. Mm-hmm. From your business, how are you staying in contact with your people, your people in the business, people you work with? Like, what are you doing in this time?
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to probably work on getting better with my LinkedIn, social media, and my Instagram and emails. But a lot of the stuff that I've been doing over the last several years has been very business to business. So it's very email oriented. I would go out and meet for coffees with people that I had referrals to and that I needed to go meet in person. But luckily I have a lot of very loyal clients and that we are able to stay in touch via email and via phone call. So I think maybe more video conference calls, if I'm going to introduce somebody, would be kind of fun. And then also just connecting people via email still to connect on business level. They don't have to necessarily go meet for coffee, but they can do a call over the phone.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people are enjoying the Zoom technology that we're on right now, or FaceTime. And I think people need to hear from us. I think that's why I got on a call with you. this is for me, from branding or from your business, this is a time where I'm like, I'm either going to sit down and do nothing, or I'm going to be the voice for people and I'm just trying to talk to you and everybody else to say what's going on in your world, what's going on at Chicago Title, because everybody's calling us panicking. Is escrow open? Can they fund deals? So I need to let people know, and through technology we can. So it's great, we can do this, because if we didn't, I tell people, imagine if we didn't have technology or cell phones or this, it'd be really tough to do business. We're lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. I think being at a super financially strong company, I don't really worry during times like this. I've weathered that last storm when we had the really bad economy and the market tanked. We all did. And that was interesting times. This is definitely a different scenario, but it's still interesting times and stuff that our kids will look back on and be able to write in their journals and talk about things that happened, So for me, it's interesting being at a company that's so old and that has been around for so long, but I have a lot of this history. I can go back to stories and things that have happened in the past. And, to be able to withstand all these different markets too is with all of you guys actually is going to be really fun, because we're all going to be so connected in so many ways. So,
yeah, I agree. I think somebody said this, you're either the lion or lioness. So you either take charge or you're just going to get run over. And I think this is where it's a pleasure working with somebody like you that's been in the business a long time. We can talk about the last downturn. We've been there. So somebody's, we're dealing with a lot of people that are new to real estate or new to buying or in the business, and they're freaking out. They didn't go through the last downturn. They didn't understand that business can be like here today and gone tomorrow. And they panic. That I think your mindset, getting yourself through this, is such a big deal. And I know you've been super positive about getting through it. You're just trying to keep your kids active, your family, keep going, and just keep it positive. But I think at the end of the day, these are when clients rely more on us. Our season, this is when you get more business, because people rely, oh my gosh, you've been through this. They feel more comfortable working with, people like you and me, because of you've weathered storms before,
Yeah, it's interesting that you and I and a lot of people our age have been through that down cycle, and then it'll just continue to help us make good investments and think forward thinking, saving money and making good investments, so that way you can sustain during downtimes. Right. Yeah. And I think we're all gonna put more importance on that, the rest of our lives.
So last question, I'll let you go. What's one thing since this happened that you'll probably change in your business moving forward?
I think just not taking for granted being face to face with people. But I really do, like you said, like this Zoom meeting. I think I'm going to be changing the way I'm introducing people via email, and then following up probably with a Zoom meeting to put them face to face on, via phone conference or video conference. And that probably will change for me. That'll be the number one thing, is just being able to do a little of everything. And I think that's, in my business, has been successful, is doing a little bit of everything, but this is now going to be incorporated, and probably more, a little more of the social media as well.
Cool. Well, Cam, I know we haven't been able to see each other, but I know we'll see each other soon. So this is about as close as enough, but enjoy your family, enjoy your time. I know you will. I know we'll be hanging soon. And then if anybody needs to get a hold of you, we'll put your information on this video. But guys, feel free to reach out to Cameron with any questions about title, escrow. It doesn't matter. He's always here, just like us, to answer anything. And obviously a lot of people are been calling us, freaking out. Like, anything we can do to give you, I tell people, educate yourself will cause the stress level and anxiety come down. And don't listen to people that don't know what they're talking about, or fear tactics or whatever. I think just getting around the right people. And we always say this, just like I said, what happened with the rent control is it's all about your team. If you have a great team around you in your business, it really can make times like this not feel so bad.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Kenny. I appreciate you having me on.
Cool. All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Take care.
Bye.